At this point in the episode, it became very evident that the previous encounters Mark had with Viltrumites had caused him severe CTE because nothing else can explain the logic of challenging this behemoth of a man. By the way, what you see on screen is a man wearing a Viltrumite outfit, not a cosplayer, because he's clearly levitating. So we know this is a Viltrumite. And if that is not enough, he has that premium Viltrumite mustache. And he also introduced himself as Conquest to add insult on top of injury. So tell me what possessed Mark to try and throw the first punch. Mind you, his track record of Viltrumites has not been great. Immediately he challenged Conquest. The reply Conquest said was, "Good." Eh? Good. At that point, I already knew he was about to become a crash test dummy. He was about to be a victim once again. First, it was his own father, Omni-Man. Then it was an Anissa from Viltrumite, that Viltrumite chick. Every time he meets a Viltrumite, his head meets concrete. You would think the boy would have learned by now, but like I said, CTE, brain damage, there's no other explanation. And mind you, to make matters worse, this guy has crooked teeth. He is clearly a Viltrumite crackhead. And Mark still thought it was a brilliant idea to challenge this man. After the week or the day, I don't even know the timeline that he's fought how many Invincibles that were very invincible, just like he would be in a few short seconds. After all of this, he still wanted to take on a guy that calls himself Conquest. And as usual, he got his ass whooped. And we need to really study this for science, because I do not understand the Viltrumite urge to throw Mark through buildings. By the way, in case you did not know, the GDA doesn't pay these people. They are not getting paid. They are getting ass whooping for free. And I can prove this because in this very season, he could not afford to pay rent because he was still living at his mother's house. When he wanted to, leave the house so he could get some, alone time and get the babao chicken wow, he couldn't afford it. It was his girlfriend that started a side hustle business, Atom Eve. So all of this ass whooping and beating he's been taking, all of this generational PTSD and trauma, all of that was for free. How is that fair? At this point, he should sue Cecil and the GDA. But I digress. Let's go back to this sadistic bastard called Conquest. The minute Conquest made a heart out of his blood, it was for sure certain that Mark was about to be a victim. And the victim he became. This man was just getting cracked left, right, and center. And the poor civilians and passerbys, but they were just dying like flies. It must be the worst thing ever to be a civilian in the Invisible universe. Imagine one day you wake up going to a dead-end job that you do not like, only to have some guy just fly with another man's face through your entire soul, and you're meeting your maker. You're gone. Finito. Dead. That is exactly what happens in this universe. And then it is at this point that Mark realized that there was something called diplomacy. After Conquest has shown him pepper, he then put his hand forward like, wait, just listen, let's talk about this now. Why are you just be calm down? Let's take it easy. It is now that he wanted to talk. At the beginning, he wanted all the smoke. Now Conquest brought the fire. He doesn't want it anymore. And Conquest, in true fashion, was like, are you mad? Are you crazy? No.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
And proceeded to continue folding this guy like cheap laundry. He was getting folded like cheap laundry. And here comes his little brother Oliver. And to be fair, we have to give him the kid's tax. Because he's a kid. He acted like a kid would act. A kid that had superpowers. He saw his brother getting beaten on screen and wanted to help out. We can't blame him. Unlike Mark, he has not tasted the feast of a true Viltrumite. He has not, so we cannot blame him. Now, this is where we can blame him. Okay? When you see somebody punching your brother and sending him on Spirit Airlines and you're struggling to catch up to him. Now, let me really paint this picture for you people. It's not that Mark was flying of his own volition. It was the punches that Conquest was landing that was sending him through the air. And Oliver could not catch up. Now, let's just say he's not a very bright kid, but if he had some sense, he would realize that this is the big leagues. We do not want any of that smoke. I still applaud his bravery because that is a true Viltrumite. He has the heart of a true Viltrumite. From how he violated those two earlier on in the previous episodes, you can tell he has a lot of Nolan and Omni-Man in him. So, in true Viltrumite fashion, he rushed in to save his brother. Very heroic. I applaud him. Clap for him. Let's clap for him. Give him a round of applause. And he landed one good hit. You know, that is something to commend. And that bought Mark some time. So, shout out. And then, Conquest gave this kid a slap for generations. He bounced off the ground like a basketball. At this point, it was clear. Conquest, his hands are rated E for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or not. You're going to get some. You will learn today. And Oliver, unfortunately, did not learn. He decided his name was Oliver Twist. His last name was not Nolan. It was Twist. And he said he wanted more punishment, so he came back for more. And this time, Conquest was like, I will test the elasticity of this boy. Conquest literally said that he was going to rip him apart and eat his heart. Now, I know Viltrumites are crazy, but I never knew cannibalism was part of the equation. He was going to eat his heart, Jesus. At this point, even the devil started updating his resume and his LinkedIn profile because he was scared that Conquest was coming for his job because that was diabolical. And thankfully, Mark came in clutch and saved this boy from dying. And Conquest gave him a shout out that, the speed was there. So maybe those stats that they were reading at the beginning of the season was accurate. Because apparently he did get faster, he did get stronger. Just in front of Conquest, Invincible lost the first two letters. He was just very invincible. So it made it seem like all of that was for nothing. Which goes to tell you how strong and diabolical Conquest was. And then comes in the real MVP, Atom Eve. She came in using her brain. This is why, my friends, you should stay in school. Because if this boy had stayed in school, he would have had some sense and used strategy. She came in, abusing her broken power, changing the air, whatever she said, I don't remember, making all these crafty things with her power. And she was going in, getting all these combos, she was spamming all the combos she could on her controller. When you're not just new to a fighting game and you just start to tap everything. And then unfortunately, Conquest was like, I understand it now. And immediately proceeded to rip her open like a human piñata. Chai, this life is not balanced. It's not balanced. And then at this point, Mark was like, you know what? I'm going to crash out. And to be fair, it's a very valid crash out. I can't even shout. But like most people that see red thinking they can beat everyone because they're angry and they see red, Conquest let them know it doesn't work like that. This is not Dragon Ball Z. Just because you're angry and you're screaming doesn't make you stronger.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
However, he did get more ferocious, so we'll give him points for that. He beat into Conquest's trap like a burrito. So shout out to Mark. We can give him a round of applause for that one as well. But at the end of the day, this man, face was on the concrete again. A very familiar place, as we've come to understand. Because that's where he always ends up when he fights Viltrumites. Faced on the ground. Don't know their obsession with putting him on the ground, but it is what it is. And then this sadistic MFer proceeded to start telling him a sob story about how he's suffering from success. Brother, why are you telling me this? You're about to off me like a light switch and you're telling me about how you're suffering from success and you're lonely. If you're lonely, go on Tinder and find a match. I heard Battle Beast is looking for a fighter. Why are you telling me all of this? But it's okay, I digress. Just as Conquest was about to turn off his light switch and send him to his maker, Atom Eve came with another kind of armor. Not the one she had earlier in the episode. This one is called plot armor. Because you cannot tell me otherwise, that was plot armor. But we are here for it because Conquest needed to be stopped by any means necessary because this guy was doing too much. And next thing we know, she entered the fray. I don't know what that pink thing that she shot out of her hand is, but it clearly did something. Now, in my head, I was like, okay, finally it is done. And then this guy stood up again. This guy is a demon. He must be. He's a spawn of Satan. How is he not dead? His skin has already been ripped out. It was just pure muscle we were seeing. And of course, finally, Mark had a W. Granted, he had a lot of plot armor and assist along the way, but finally he got a W against the Viltrumite. So again, we can give him a round of applause for that. Anyways, the episode ends and we're all happy, right? Conquest is dead. Everyone is happy. Mark is about to get some. All is well in the world. The end. Or so I thought. It turns out in this universe, stupidity is like COVID. It is very contagious. Because tell me why in God's good green earth would Cecil keep this guy? You know what? We already know what's going to happen. And the person that will have to pay for all of this is who? It's Invincible. Anyways, until season 4, pray for Mark.